Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon and welcome to the Saudi-Kenyan Round Table. It is an absolute honor to have you all here today among us at the Federation of Saudi Chamber of Commerce, as we know of the great bilateral relation between the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Kenya in all sectors. Without further ado, I would like to welcome to the stage to give today's opening remarks. Please welcome Mr. Khalid Al-Sekhan, Vice Chairman of Saudi Chambers.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. دولة رئيس الوزراء الأول ووزير الخارجية وشؤون المغتربين بجمهورية كينيا الدكتور موساليا مودافادي، أصحاب المعالي والسعادة، السيدات والسادة، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بالأصالة عن نفسي ونيابة عن اتحاد الغرف السعودي يطيب لي الترحيب بمعاليكم والوفد المرافق لكم بالمملكة العربية السعودية، مؤكدا أن تشريفكم بزيارة الاتحاد اليوم يمثل محطة بارزة في مسيرة العلاقات المتطورة بين البلدين، ويؤكد على الإرادة المشتركة لتعزيز التعاون بمختلف المجالات الاقتصادية. كما نشهد اليوم من تنامي في الشراكة الاقتصادية بين المملكة العربية السعودية وكينيا يأتي انسجاما من مستهدفات رؤية المملكة 2030 ورؤية كينيا 2030، حيث تتقاطع طموحاتنا في تنويع الاقتصاد وتعزيز دور القطاع الخاص كقاطرة للتنمية، وبناء شراكات استراتيجية فاعلة لتكون نموذجا للتعاون الاقتصادي السعودي والأفريقي. أصحاب المعالي والسعادة الحضور الكريم، تعد المملكة العربية السعودية في ضوء رؤية 2030 واحدة من أكثر البيئات الاستثمارية جذبا في العالم، وارتكزت على منظومة إصلاحات اقتصادية وتنظيمية شاملة وحوافز استثمارية تنافسية في مختلف القطاعات، واكبها مشاريع كبرى طموحة جعلت المملكة مركزا استثماريا إقليميا رائدا وبوابة مثالية للأعمال الراغبة في الوصول إلى الأسواق الإقليمية والعالمية. أصحاب المعالي والسعادة الحضور الكريم، إننا ننظر في الأسواق الكينية باعتبارها أرضا خصبة للاستثمار والشراكة في عدد من القطاعات الحيوية التي تمثل أولوية في رؤيتنا الوطنية. كما يمثل الموقع الاستراتيجي لكينيا بوابة رئيسية لأسواق شرق أفريقيا ونقطة ارتكاز حيوية لحركة التجارة والخدمات اللوجستية، تجعل من كينيا شريكا محوريا لتعزيز حضور المنتجات والاستثمارات السعودية في القارة الأفريقية. وتجدر الإشارة إلى أن الجهود المتبادلة بين البلدين أثمرت بإنشاء مجلس للأعمال السعودي الكيني الذي ساهم في النمو الملموس في حجم التبادل التجاري بين البلدين، حيث تخطى 5 مليارات ريال في عام 2025، محققا نسبة نمو تجاوزت 77%، وهي قفزة نوعية تعكس نجاح الجهود المبذولة لتذليل العقبات وتسهيل انسياب السلع والخدمات. ختاما، نحن على ثقة بأن زيارتكم هذه ستمثل دفعة قوية لمسيرة التعاون بين البلدين، وستسهم في بلورة متطلبات تطوير العلاقات الاقتصادية وآليات ترجمتها إلى منظومة شراكة متنامية بين مجتمع الأعمال بالبلدين، مؤكدين لكم حرص اتحاد الغرف السعودي على تقديم كافة متطلبات الدعم اللازمة لمجلس الأعمال السعودي الكيني لتحقيق أهدافه الرئيسية وتذليل أي تحديات أو عقبات تواجهها. كما نثمن عاليا جهود الحكومة الكينية في تهيئة بيئة الأعمال وجذب الاستثمارات الأجنبية ونسأل الله أن يبارك في جهودنا جميعا لخدمة بلدنا وشعبنا. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
يعطيك العافية أستاذ خالد. Thank you, Mr. Khalid, for these words and definitely opening remarks, which also highlighted the great relationships in the economic field between the two friendly countries, and how the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is also now becoming, and always has been, but now even a lot more also, an attractive field to invest in without a doubt. And now also I'd like to welcome to the stage Mr. Mubarak Al-Ammar, the co-chairman of the Saudi Kenyan Business Council. So please welcome him.
Your Excellency, Dr. Moussalaiya Mودافادي, Prime Minister and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs of the Friendly Republic of Kenya, and Mr. Khalid Mohammed Al-Saykhan, Vice Chairman of the Federation of the Saudi Chambers, Your Excellencies and business leaders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the Saudi Kenyan Business Roundtable held today at the Federation of the Saudi Chamber. We are honored by the presence of His Excellency the Prime Minister and his delegation, together with leaders from the private sector in both the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Republic of Kenya. The past year was an important one of our relationship. In February 2025, the Federation of the Saudi Chambers led a trade delegation to Kenya. This opened new doors for visitors on both sides. After that, we signed an agreement to create the Saudi Kenyan Business Council together with the Kenyan National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Our private sector also met with His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto, who gave his clear support for Saudi investment in Kenya. The numbers are encouraging trade between our two countries has reached about 1.36 billion US dollars, a growth of 77%. This shows real progress, but it also shows that the opportunity ahead of us is much bigger. There is still wide room to grow our partnership in trade, investment, logistics, agriculture, food security, energy, infrastructure, and tourism. I hope today's meeting will be a new important step for Saudi-Kenyan relations, with real results that rise trade, strengthen joint investment, and open wider doors for our business communities. In closing, I thank His Excellency the Prime Minister and his delegation, the Vice Chairman of the Federation of Saudi Chambers, and all our guests. I wish this meeting every success, and I wish our two friendly countries continued progress and growth. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Mubarak Al-Ammar, for your opening remarks on those words, and definitely we hope, as you said, also for the benefit for both countries to increase trades and business in different sectors. And now I would like to welcome also to the stage Mr. Mustafa Ramadan. He's the co-chairman of the Kenyan Saudi Business Council. Welcome.
Okay, so Dr. Moussalia Mudavadi, Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs, Your Excellency, Khalid Seikhan, Vice President of the Federation of Saudi Chambers, Your Excellency, Dr. Joseph Masila, Kenya's Ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Your Excellency, Dr. Nufei, Saudi Arabia's Ambassador to Kenya, members of the business community, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. Let me start by saying it is good to be back here. Before I go into my speech, I want to say, from the last time we were here, I'm glad to say we have had 16 contracts signed between Kenyan and Saudi business people in various sectors, including Kenyan investments in Saudi Arabia, that is actually almost being actualized now, of almost $40 million through Mudun, setting up flour milling facilities and a feed plant, which is one of the priority sectors of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Kenya is a natural and strategic partner and logistical partner to Saudi Arabia. We are literally 5 days of sailing from the port of Mombasa to the port of Jeddah. With the disruptions that have happened recently, the unfortunate wars that have been happening, Kenya stands to be a strategic partner in terms of food security and otherwise. If we have strategic investments, Saudi investments in the agricultural sector in Kenya, farming is a strong case for food security. This works to support both our agendas. Strategic investment in feed production, in food production. We have almost 1 million acres near the port of Lamu. Good arable land, enough water. We have the technology. Saudi Arabia has the technology to grow food, to grow feed production. We're talking about yellow corn, soya, for Kenya's food security and for Kenya's food security. The Chamber of Commerce stands ready to give you local intelligence so that your investments in Kenya are as seamless as possible. And I look forward to seeing that investment. Another area that is a priority for Kenya is green and renewable energy. We are looking forward to producing an extra 10,000 megawatts of energy. This is an area where Saudi investments could be directed. Again, we will hold your hand as the Chamber of Commerce until, you successfully get and invest and produce that extra power. This is a priority area. You could come in as independent power producers and sell the electricity to the national grid. Kenya has allowed, very recently now, independent power distribution in Kenya. It used to be a monopoly. There is room now for extra distribution, generation and distribution of that said power. Logistics. Kenya is a hub and a gateway to almost 600 million people. Your investments in our special economic zones, whether it is to develop the horizontal infrastructure for those special economic zones, to set up Saudi funded industry to supply duty-free to a population of 600 million people within the COMESA and East Africa framework, or to 1 billion people within the Africa Free Continental Trade network that has been ratified by most countries in Africa. So we look forward to having conversations with you about setting up industry, not only for the Saudi market, but also for the African market. We have recently set up the Kenya-Saudi Joint Business Council. I have my co-chair here, Mr. Lahem Al-Ammar. So it is no longer something on paper. It is something that has been actualized. You have a vehicle with which to guide your investments into Kenya. And we look forward to, having a structured framework between Kenya and Saudi businesses in this sector. Another issue is logistics. I mean, logistics hubs. Kenya has opened up right now, and there is an interest in investments in inland container depots. This is an area that would be very, very interesting to Saudi logistics company. So again, talk to us, and we look forward to see your investments in some of these container depots. The opportunities are immense. The $1.6 billion bilateral trade that has been spoken about barely scratches the surface. And if you look at it, 92% of it is petroleum exports from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia into Kenya. So the opportunities for growing these numbers are immense. Geographically, we are better positioned than anyone else to welcome your investments. In value addition, for example, tea, coffee, cut flowers. You literally can have flowers plucked from Kenyan farms in the morning, and you would be able to present it to your wife by evening of the same day. So nobody else can give you that kind of efficiency. So we look forward to having a lot more constructive conversations between all of us. We will provide you with any support, any local intelligence in Kenya. Any red tape issues, we would be able to handle it for you so that you are ready to go and invest in Kenya without any obstacles. Please talk to us, and again, thank you very much for hosting us. As usual, this has been a lesson in hospitality, and we look forward to having you and hosting you again in Kenya. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mustafa Ramadan, co-chairman of the Kenyan Saudi Business Council. At the beginning of your speech, you said it's good to be back, and we tell you it's great to have you back as well here. So thank you for that nice remark also, and highlighting the numbers as well. And now I would like to welcome a very special guest here today. Please welcome to the stage His Excellency Dr. Moussalia Mودافادي, EGH Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs of the Republic of Kenya.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Your Excellency, the Vice Chair of the Federation of Saudi Chambers of Commerce, Khalid Sikan, Mr. Mubarak, the Co-Chair of the Kenya Saudi Business Council, my brother Ramadan, the Vice Chair of the Kenya Chamber of Commerce, Your Excellencies, ambassadors present, distinguished business people, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I will try and compress my remarks because it's my first time to be in this beautiful country, and I am still trying to internalize the very good things I have seen in different areas. But first, let me say that I and my delegation are deeply honored to join you during this distinguished gathering of the business sector, leaders from Kenya and Saudi. Let me, at the very outset, appreciate the government and the people of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and in particular, the organizers of this forum, for giving us an opportunity to jointly engage on issues of mutual interest to the people of our two friendly nations. Allow me to also convey the warm greetings and full mandate of His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto, who has charged me with a clear message to you. Kenya is open, Kenya is ready, and Kenya means business. Let me assure you, this is not a slogan. It is a policy direction that every arm of our government is executing as part of Kenya's transformative journey. And I am pleased to note that our Kenyan business delegates are already constructively engaged with their Saudi counterparts. And I am confident that your deliberations here today will yield concrete outcomes, including bankable projects, investable pipelines, and implementable partnerships. Now, yesterday, I had the honor and privilege of having the first political consultations on a bilateral basis with the government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia through the Foreign Minister, His Highness Prince Faisal. We discussed a number of things, focusing on business, and he was very emphatic that the policy direction of the government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is to promote more business partnerships and to do less in terms of aid. It is a partnership that must be nurtured and grown by the business people. That was a very clear message in our deliberations. Equally, I want to say that you have a Vision 2030, which is your roadmap to further development, and equally we have a Vision 2030. Between Saudi Arabia and Kenya, we are now in 2026, so Vision 2030 has got only 4 years to expire. So since we are all in Vision 2030 together, then we must again together define our partnership for the next Vision 2060 or beyond by building stronger relationships and by working very, very closely together. Kenya and Saudi have had strong relationships, but it is now time to take them to the next level. We have the numbers that have been quoted in terms of trade, and ladies and gentlemen, they are heavily in favor of Saudi Arabia. I think for Kenya, we are only exporting goods and services valued at about 130 million US dollars. And what we are getting from Saudi is much more. So we need to work together so that we can grow the numbers, but also improve on the balance of the trade and of the business between our two countries. So this is one thing that I know we can achieve if we work together. Let me also at the same time acknowledge a few important things. That as we stand here today, the government of Kenya, working with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and more so through the organization or company, Aramco, we established a very strong partnership on a G2G basis, but which has been very pivotal in ensuring that Kenya has had a regular and efficient supply of fuel, which is very critical to our operations. Even in the middle of the very difficult situation of the crisis that the world was going through in the Middle East conflict, one thing that this partnership assured Kenya was a steady supply of fuel. And we are very grateful to the people of Saudi for this particular engagement. In fact, a number of other countries are now making reference to it as a template that they want to learn from to steady their energy supplies. So in our conversation yesterday, 3 key areas come into play that we believe are available and would be very useful for both of us in terms of investments. One is indeed the area around energy. We would be happy not just to buy fuel from Saudi Arabia, but we would be very happy to also have investors from the Kingdom of Saudi coming in and also helping us to generate and investing in our geothermal energy potential. We believe working together, you can help us grow what we have as a target by 2032, about 10,000 megawatts of energy. We would be so happy to partner with you to invest in this sector as much as we buy the fuel, but you can also be investors with us in Kenya. The other area that is important is really the logistics area. Africa has got 16 landlocked countries. 16. Many of them within the East African area require the support of countries that have access to the sea. South Sudan is landlocked, Uganda is landlocked, DRC is landlocked, Burundi is landlocked, Rwanda is landlocked, Ethiopia is landlocked. Now, all these countries rely and depend on the outlets of the Kenyan coastline, Mombasa and Lamu, and therefore there is potential for investors and business people to be part of this very, very strategic logistical infrastructure. Let us grow the infrastructure together, and I want to really appeal that this becomes another area of immense potential. Third is the element of technology. There's a lot of immense potential. Just the way you have it here, we can work together through science, innovation, partnerships, and there's plenty of room for you to join us in that field. For your information, Kenya or Kenyans are ranked as the #1 users of social media in the entire world. Every Kenyan, on average, spends about 4 hours and 13 minutes on social media. Whether they're doing it for good or for bad is a different matter. But that is a lot of time being spent on social media. So basically, we can partner again in artificial intelligence, and innovation, and grow together in this space. So again, please look at that. Finally, my brother did mention the area around food security. That again is a space that has got a lot of potential, and we can work together again in very many different fields and production lines. Kenya is the strongest financial center in the region. The strongest financial center in the region. We have no restrictions. If you're an investor and you want to remit your dividends to your shareholders, there is no restriction in remitting the profits that you have earned to your shareholders. That is something that is very, very important, because at the end of the day, for an investor and for a shareholder, the bottom line is, what is the profit and how do I get the profit? So when you invest in Kenya and you have earned your profit, you have earned what is worth for your investment, you shall have no problem in sending back the money to your shareholders, if some of them are here in Saudi Arabia or if they are in another place. The law is very, very flexible and provides that opportunity. We respect the rule of law. We will continue to work and strengthen the business environment so that your investment is safe. At the same time, I just want to say that our historical ties are such that it is important now we start building together. In terms of education, I don't think Saudi investors will find the education of the Kenyans wanting. We have good, well-trained people, and in fact, part of the conversation we had with the minister and his good team around him was how we can now upscale the Kenyans who come to work in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. You have been very accommodating. You already have about 300,000 Kenyans. But we are now talking and we signed instruments so that we can now have a conversation to upgrade the skills level of the Kenyans who would be coming to work here. And this morning we got a sample of it. We were in Al Marai, the very, very expansive agricultural enterprise. And the presentation there today on how the place was being made by a Kenyan. we came across Kenyans who have worked there for 29 years. And the management and the people there were telling us they are happy with the Kenyans. In Almarai, there are about 2,700 Kenyans working there. And the message we got was that if that is the quality, they have no problem as we go into the future and as they expand in seeking more Kenyans to work with them. So these are positive connections that we have between us. And I just want to encourage you through this chamber that let's work together, let's grow the business, let's grow the partnership in all the sectors. And I would wish to propose, Mr. Vice Chair, Your Excellency, that maybe working closely, we can develop maybe even a bigger forum so that we either come back here or you come to Nairobi and we really expand the opportunity and the interaction, because today I'm just sampling a section of the business people and you're only sampling a section. But we can have an opportunity to make sure that we can have even a bigger interaction between our business communities. So thank you so much. I wish you success. And Kenya and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia will continue to work very, very closely together to also deal with matters of peace and security together. And as I said to the Prince, His Highness the Prince, I said that we really also salute the leadership and the people of Saudi Arabia, because in the middle of extreme provocation during the conflict, you are able to hold your horses and keep the temperature managed, because it could have been worse. But there was a lot of restraint, a lot of patience from the people of this great nation. We really salute you and say that it is not lost. Your restraint is critical to enduring peace in this region, and we urge you to continue being the leader that you are in the GCC. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for that.